Hello, Miss Prudence.
Hi, Elsie.
I'm happy to have you. You know, we've come a long way. For us,
Yeah, same here. I'm so
for us,
excited also.
yeah, for us to be here today is something we've thought
Mm-hmm.
about.
Yeah.
We have been planning. So finally, here we are.
Yeah.
So, Miss Prudence, I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us who you
Okay.
are.
Okay. All right. I'm Prudence Jirobelo. I am from Nigeria. I am married. I'm a mother of two. Presently, I'm a teacher. I teach in secondary and primary school. Basically, that's all. I have an Instagram page I try to run titled "The Diary of a Nigerian Wife." I have written lots of stories about my marital life from the scratch. Let's not say too much. That's all for now.
Okay, Miss Prudence. So, out of the many things we have talked about, and we are hoping to be doing, sessions like this. Today we're talking about discipline. And I know as a child of a huge family, I would say, we're African, we always have huge families. And as a
Yeah.
mother, I felt like you are the best person among, the wide range of people I know to talk with about this discipline issue. And coming from Africa, we always have a different view from the world. So we are going to begin by you telling me, how was your upbringing? How were you disciplined as a child at home?
Okay. For me at home, when I was growing up with my siblings, I have three elder siblings. I'm the fourth child of five children. So it was a little, my father was a little stern with us. One, because we are all girls, I have more of sisters, right? So he was trying to make sure that his daughters live a good life. He wanted, the whole mentality. You want to make sure your girls get married in time, they don't get pregnant out of wedlock. So my father was that scared. So he instilled that discipline in us. First and foremost, my father imbibed in us a prayerful life. Then, because we are Catholic by religion, when we wake up in the morning at 5 a.m., as early as 5, we say our rosary, then we go for morning mass, and it was hectic. It was so hectic, we didn't like it, we grumbled a lot. But I would say that that has been what has shaped my life today. Because even after my father passed on, I went to the university. I still found myself waking up at 5 a.m. I still found myself walking down to the church every day. In fact, I had to look for a house close to the church because I didn't want to start looking for transport to go to church or something. I just wanted a situation where I can walk down to the church because that was the kind of distance we had when we were living in my family house. So I wanted that situation. So it has actually shaped who I am today because now I can't stay without attending mass. I can't stay without saying my prayers. So I think that discipline, that way he disciplined us, made us understand that we have to have a path. You have to have a path where you are following. It was tough. It was really tough. It was never easy. And we were rebellious at some point because, of course, children will always be children. You would not want it. You would feel, why is daddy stressing us? Why do we have to wake up 5 a.m.? Can't we just wake up at 8 and
I
pray?
know.
It was really annoying, but we had to. We had to because that's what he wanted. And it has helped all of us. I would say for a fact, myself and my siblings are all very prayerful, as in we have that prayerful life that has been embedded in us by our father, and it's just what it is right now. So that was how my upbringing was. We grew up to be a prayerful family, prayerful individual, and all of that. Yeah.
You made me think of my mom. She always follows in her room. We sit on the bed. We all will pray together before you go. Even if you're sleeping, you have to wake up. And in the morning, when it's time for school, if you're not waking up, this pistol they use in pounding fufu, they will
Yeah,
come
yeah,
and wake
yeah.
you up or water.
Let me tell you one funny thing. You know one thing, there was a time we were praying right? And my elder sister slept off. Oh my goodness. My brother used his slippers on her head and she woke up. It wasn't funny. You know, she woke up, she was shocked, she was surprised. She didn't even know what was happening. She didn't know where she was anymore. You know that kind of feeling like, what just happened? But that's how my father was. If you sleep, he would tap you, he would beat you. You have to wake up. So it was quite, I don't know how to explain, but it was not something we joyfully enjoyed. But yes, in hindsight, it's a good thing. Right now, I would say it was the best upbringing any child should have. Just train them the way the Bible has said it, train a child in the way he should go, and he will never depart from it. That is just what my father
Exactly.
wanted.
So another aspect I want to bring in is cleanliness. So when it comes to my father, you don't have to play around and get all muddy. You'll be flogged. And he has his looks, when he gives you that look, know you're finished. So when we see our dad coming miles away, we are going to bathe or we go and clean up, And then I think it also helped us because you're afraid, if I play this kind of rough environment, I'm going to get injured. So we actually grew up without all those, some people you will see that they have all sort of wounds and scars on their body. So that's one thing I'm going to give a shout out to my father. Then it was scary for us. But right now I'm enjoying it, People tell me, yeah, you have a beautiful leg. I'm like, yeah, I do. And in those days, you can play anyhow. Not like
Funny enough.
Yeah.
Funny enough, right?
Yeah.
Is the same scenario we had growing up. Now we lived in the fourth floor. We had all these. We lived in these high rises, right? So it was the fourth floor. My mom would actually lock the burglary when she's going out. And he was not found downstairs when he's coming back from work. So we always, so me and my siblings also, we don't have bruises at all on our skin, nothing. We didn't have all of that. We don't know how to fight and all of that because, of course, like I said, we are all girls. But even at that, we were always, the reason we are grounded today, me and my siblings, is because we had to play together. We don't go downstairs. So it was just us. You know, we ate from the same bowl every day. From the same bowl, my mom would give a big dish of food. Everybody eats from that bowl. So it was to us. We didn't care, we didn't mind. But over time, it has grown with us. Right now, if I go and visit any of my sisters, I actually would eat from the same bowl with them, regardless. So I think it's the same. It's the same thing with African parents. All African parents had that in their settings. It's their default setting.
Yeah, and it's good because that togetherness is there, within your children. When they're together, it's fun and there's teamwork, they communicate well. I think it's very, very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kudos to the parents that are still, doing this till now because I feel like children of nowadays, they don't get flogged. They don't get all the training we got. We're looking for.
I flog my kids. I do flog my boys. You've seen that happen. I flog them because honestly, I believe that it's the floggings that I got that shaped me, and I don't want my son to lose on that. So I make sure I actually flog.
So personally, what's your take on discipline?
To me, right, discipline is very important. You see, the Bible states it clearly. The Bible is the only book that you would read, and every question you're looking for is there. The Bible says, yes, the Bible says, spare the rod, you spoil the child. So when the Bible states it like this, those who wrote the Bible, whether they wrote it based on their own thoughts, but which we know it's not, they wrote it based on an inspiration given to them by God. So the Bible has stated it that if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So if your child is going the wrong direction and you do not correct them, whether through spanking, through scolding, whichever way you use, but make sure that the aim is to correct them. If you're not doing that as a parent, I tell you, you have failed. That is just the truth. If you're not doing that, because discipline is the only thing you need to do as a parent to shape your child. Forget all the buying of toys, taking them on vacations, giving them the best of life, the best education, take them to the most expensive school, because the most expensive school does not guarantee the best education. So forget all of that, but if you can discipline your child, tomorrow when that child grows, you will see that child somewhere, that child, you will probably say, oh, that's my son, that's my daughter. That is when you as a parent have actually done what you have been sent on earth to do. When you are bringing those children into life, those are the first things you should think first to yourself. Do I have the ability? Do I have the emotional readiness? It is important to be emotionally ready to actually have a child. But some people don't understand. When I see people don't do family planning, I just wonder, what are you exactly thinking? You want to fill the house with children? Are they furniture? You know, you have to make sure you are prepared emotionally because it takes a lot of things, especially for a woman. Number one, your body will undergo that changes. After that, you have to train that child, and if that child comes out to be good or bad, it is the mother first. So yes, you don't tell, no one recognizes the father. You know, my sister's husband say something funny. He said when a wife gives birth, everybody will say, "Oh, you have tried. Well done, you have tried." But nobody comes to come and tap his penis and say, "Well done." That after all, he did it. You know, but the truth is, no one actually, that's what it is. The truth is, no one actually remembers that there is a man figure there, that the father did something, because the whole thing still boils down to the woman. So, as a mother, as a parent, your first duty is that discipline. If you don't do it, you have failed. Then there is no need bringing those children. You can as well just give them out to orphanage home for them, for someone else to adopt them. If that solves the problem.
May you not come to that in Jesus' name. So we've already talked about how you were disciplined, how we were disciplined as children. Now let's move on to, did you get any support apart from your dad, right? I know you and I talked, and the father played a lot of, I got the father, the Reverend Father, he was there for you. So apart from your dad, did you get support growing up and being disciplined?
Okay, I would say I would call them support. I would call them role models. And why I would call them role models is because I look up to them. They didn't know that I was admiring them. They didn't know that I was aspiring to be like them. Okay, the first person I would mention is my aunt. Now, my aunt is my father's younger sister. I heard she got married at age 18. I aspired to get married at that early age. I was like, latest 20, I want to be married. And one of the things that I about my mom, she's very strong. She has been through a lot. Maybe she has been poor, she has been in lack, she has suffered, she has been so sick, she has not been able to take care of her kids. But at the end of the day, she pulls herself up and she stands. The way she stands, even when she's going through a lot of difficult moments, you will still see her joyful and happy. I wonder where the strength comes from. Then the second person is my boss. I started working, my first job, I was 18 years old. Now, when I started working with this woman, the reason I liked her was she told me that it was when she was 18, she made her first 1 million. 1 million naira in Nigerian currency. That's a lot of money. And that, I'm talking about many years because the woman is way older than me. So many years, imagine making 1 million at 18 years old. She said she came into Abuja, which is the capital. I'm telling you, even now, to give someone 1 million is a lot of money. So talk about those days. Do you understand? So she just came into Abuja, which is the capital city of Nigeria, right? She came into Abuja, she didn't know anybody, but she just kept on trying to build her business together, like try to do something. Then she got a government contract through some uncle, all those kind of refer, right? When she got this contract, the moment she got her money, she said she flew back and she took a bus straight to them because she's a big lady and went straight to meet her father and her mother. They now blessed her. So her name, her business name, was cut out of her parents' name, her mother and her father. So I was happy with her because she's shrewd, very shrewd in her business. She doesn't take nonsense. She doesn't take mixed pleasure with her business. No, her business is straight up. You know, whatever she's doing, it is what it is, her business. And when she has finished doing what she's doing, she gets to make her money and all that. She doesn't mix it that she doesn't make people feel left out or something.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go on.
All right.
So these people, they were there for you in the background. You were just watching them, and it kind of made you feel like, okay, I need to be disciplined to be able to be like this set of people. That's great.
Yeah. My boss, she didn't even know that I love to be like her. The reason I love business today, the reason I enjoy doing business is because of her. She's the reason I really love business. Another person I will even mention right now, if I can remember, it's my elder sister's friend. The reason I love that lady, she's married. The reason I love her is because she actually was the one who taught me to read the Bible, to study the Bible properly. She's my elder sister's friend, but I stole her away from my elder sister because my sister, she was always complaining my sister didn't have her time. But next time visit her, stayed, and she took me for a program called YWAP. YWAP is Youth with a Purpose. Okay, so we studied the world, we act drama, we sang songs, all in the name of God. Everything was all godly. We did all of these and we still bonded as Christians and as brothers and sisters, but we were youth. We were all young. I was not even in university then, I had to get admission. So it was when I get admission and I didn't continue with all of that. But it was really good. So she really helped me. I was watching her and I have learned so much from her, most especially how to maintain, because if there's anything I like about the lady, she maintains good attitude. She strives for excellence. She doesn't like mediocre level. She doesn't like to go below. If she's going for anything, she's going for top notch, highest level, which made it so good.
Yeah, that's great. Well, for me, I had right from secondary school, primary school, when students were being violent, I found it to be annoying. So I nurtured myself not to be violent. That's I kind of discipline myself. So I don't get engaged or in contact with people who are violent. If you're not somebody who smiles and all. So those are the small things that I picked around. When I got to secondary school, my lunch break money, my 100 francs for break, sorry, excuse me, I'll use it to buy 100% Jeune magazine. We had this magazine, sorry, we call it 100% Jeune. I'll use my lunch money to buy the magazine. And when I take the magazine, the first place I go to, what are you saying? Because those days, those in the university will write about themselves, how school life is, and then I will go and read the doctor's advice. Sometimes I go and read other things happening in the world, like normal news. So I will read about boyfriend, girlfriend relationship. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to date. How can somebody kill another person because, it kind of made me discipline myself in terms of relationship. So if a boy is asking me out, the radio, you and I can become enemies just for you asking me out. So it kind of shaped my mind a little bit. Then when I read about doctor's advice and sexual things, I just became scared of sex. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to know what sexually transmittable diseases are. I don't want to hear about HIV. And so long as it has to do with you getting in contact with another, the opposite sex, it made me scared. So that's how I kind of mold myself, even though maybe at some point it can be maybe bad because it's coming from a point of fear. But I'm saving myself. I'm trying to discipline myself. And when it comes to role models, my mom, my number one role model, my dad, number two. Then I had beats in school, though they didn't know that I was admiring them, but I was. You see somebody very neat, the way they carry themselves, the way they speak. You don't see them very often. You don't see them in crowded places. So I'm like, I think I'm going to behave like this person. I'm going to, copy their attitudes, their behaviors, their character. So that kind of molded me a little. Then I got to start reading books. That's a part of what the Bible says, because Jesus is the greatest teacher of all time. I love Jesus. So in my community, in my society, I read. Then I looked up to those people who were of good character around me. So let's just move on a little bit. As a parent, right, you've already mentioned that the mothers are supposed to be there for the children emotionally, physically. For you as Miss Prudence, Mrs. Durobello, what are the things that you have to instill in your children for them to come out to be well-disciplined kids? To those two handsome boys I know.
Okay. Well, the first thing is being obedient, being truthful,
Yeah.
being honest.
Very important.
Because honesty, I learned from my mom. She told me something. She said, an honest mind fears no accusation. And from the moment she told me that, I think I was about 12 years old, 11 years old. I was quite young. The moment she told me that, it stuck here. And anytime I'm doing anything, I always remember an honest mind fears no accusation. So if I don't want anybody to accuse me and I would feel guilty, I'd rather not do that thing. So I'm going to instill in my boys truthfulness, honesty, and obedience, respect. I need them to be respectful to people around them. I need them to even have self-respect. I need them to even respect even themselves, someone younger than them or something. Have that self-respect and respect for people around them. I want to instill all of these in my sons. Thankfully, my older son is growing, so he's understanding some of these things.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I sat him down and we talked. I told him, you're going to be 5. We just have to communicate in one way or the other. Because if you don't talk to them constantly, right, they easily forget that thing. That's with kids. With kids, consistency matters.
Yeah.
You need to be consistent. Okay? So once you are consistent, done. Okay? So that's just the basic things I'm going to put in them. Respect, obedience, honesty, and they should also learn, I think they should also learn to be contented. My mom taught me that also. Yes. She said a contented mind is a perpetual feast. When she told me, I was actually so young. It got stuck there. So it's very important to also instill that in kids. And then respect to people around them. It's very important.
Last question, advice to young mothers. Just what can you tell them? What will be your advice to young mothers?
Yes, to young mothers, I would say outline your goals as a mother. What do you want to achieve? What do you achieve heading into your kid? How is best with these children, and don't forget that you are a caretaker. That is what he has bestowed upon you. The moment you are pregnant, he has already handed somebody for you to take care of. So it's your duty to make sure you take care of that child until that child is in the reasoning age and can take decisions by themselves. But you have to still guide them, because even as I am like this, I'm still in my husband's house. My mother still guides me. There are some things I would want to do. She'll tell me, oh no, it's wrong. Don't do this. So as a mother, the first duty is you to train that child. Don't push it to anybody. Don't push it to your teachers, your children's teachers or something. Many parents do that. They push it to their children's teachers to instill those discipline in their kids. It's wrong. It is wrong. They say charity begins at home. So if your child needs to learn to tolerate people, if your child needs to learn any form of obedience, any form of gentleness, any form of respect, they first start to learn from home, and not learning from home because you are telling them. You actually need to be their first role models. They actually need to first show them that this is achievable, this can be done. Then they would follow, because children actually learn based on what they follow. What they see you do is what they will be able to do. That is what life is like.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of situations where the parents push their responsibilities, especially when it comes to discipline, to the teachers.
To teachers, yes. It's
And
always happening as
yeah, I know you
as
have
a teacher.
experienced that as well.
Children, you see some of them, their parents will call, say, teacher, please talk to my son. And I'm wondering, what then are you doing as a mother? You
Mm,
talk to your child first. Then you can ask me to help you add on. I
mm.
can add on, but not for me to be the one to begin. You say your kid don't listen to you. I don't want to be in that situation as a mother where I'm
Bio.
expecting someone my child doesn't listen to me. I will beat the hell out of that child. He will listen to me. I carried him for 9 months. And throughout that 9 months, I know what I went through, throwing up, my body changes, and all of that. Sometimes, I think when I had my second child, I had PPD. Maybe that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah.
I had PPD. Then after going through all of this, then someone will tell me, my child cannot listen to me.
I know.
Ah?
We'll show them
Nah.
African parent power.
I
Come on, oh, come on.
And then if I tell myself like I have to bring K, he will be so scared. I can't handle. No, it's not good. Mothers should actually learn that. They should learn that they are the first examples their children need to see. So you be the first example. Make sure everything you are doing is right. Then if you tell your child that this thing you are doing is wrong, the child will listen to you because the child has seen that you don't do that thing. So it's very important as your position as a mother is very important.
Make you not make fathers come they angry with you. You never talk anything about papa. You don't only talk now mothers.
The fact fathers know that how is, and that one I can outline for you where fathers need to step in. Honestly, you can have another conversation. I will tell you where fathers need to step in because I have actually thought about it once before, especially thinking about it with the way my husband and I handle the boys. I know where my husband has his strength, and I know where he doesn't have his strength. So I make sure where he has his strength, he's fully dedicated to it. So for men, they have their roles. It's not like everything is a woman. There are some parts where a woman doesn't have strength. And the truth is, in the life of a mother and father, especially, well, I know that we have some single parents, but especially parents who are together, right? In the life of a child, parents who are together, they should look at themselves first. Where is your weakness? Where is your strength? Because that is what a couple life should be. We are actually helping each other. We are helpmate, like the Bible states, right? So where is your weakness and where is your strength? If my own weakness is that I cannot teach my child, like I can't teach him math and English, and all of that. I don't know math and I don't know English. My husband's strength is in that. Please go ahead. If my strength is in teaching him art, like teaching him art and teaching him living skills. Like living skills, when I say living skills, now I mean teaching him how to cook, how to clean the house, how to arrange the house. I will go on and do that. At the end of the day, the child is getting both sides. He's enjoying on both sides. That's what's important. That's what parenting is. When the child can actually benefit from both sides. You say the husband comes and says, no, you must teach him the math, you must teach him the English. The one that the woman doesn't know, she will teach the child English. And at the end of the day, the child is blessed. So it's very important to balance it. It's very important to know your strength and your weakness as a couple. And you discuss it, come up with the best solution or the best way in which you can now give it to the child and the child will learn. It's very important.
It is. Well, Miss Prudence, thank you very much. I know we
You're
didn't have a
welcome.
structure plan. You know, I like it when it's just flowing like this. Yeah. So
Yes.
married mothers and our pregnant mothers, they newly wed. This is discipline for you. How we were disciplined, and students are shared the way she disciplined and how her and husband are disciplining their children. So it's very, very important. Like I said earlier, discipline is very broad. So I wanted us to start from the base. So we've laid the foundation. And on our next session, we will look at it on a higher level. How we as youths are supposed to discipline ourselves, respect and all of that, and how it is going to affect our marital life, our future, and how our children will even see us. Because how you live your life today as a youth is how, you know, things will unfold for you in the nearest future. Thank you, Jare.
I really had a good time, honestly. I really had a good time.
Okay, that will be all for now. And I'm so happy. You all stay blessed. We'll have subsequent episodes for you coming up.